Time now to know what's on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. Public affairs analyst Olade Ndiaria and broadcast journalist Funke Treasure are here with me in the studio to look at the papers this morning. Good morning, Funke Treasure.
Good morning.
Good morning. You greeted her first. Why?
Ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Good morning once again.
My sister. Good morning.
All right, thank you. Let's head straight to the papers, and I begin with the Daily Independent. Federal government considers fresh hike in electricity tariff. Federal government considers fresh hike in electricity tariff. You find details of the story on the pages of the Daily Independent. To the business day now. Banking in Nigeria, 45 million customers up for grabs. Banking in Nigeria, 45 million customers up for grabs. You find details of our story on the pages of the business day. To the national economy now. Citing market forces, NEC set to review tariff again. Citing market forces, NEC sets to review tariff again. To the Vanguard now. Friendly fire. Soldiers killed as Air Force bombs Army truck in error. Soldiers killed as Air Force bombs Army truck in error. Details of the story on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper. To the Daily Times now. Soldiers, varsity students, others slain as terrorist guerrillas strike in Northeast. Soldiers, varsity students, others slain as terrorist guerrillas strike in North and East. Details of the story on the pages of the Daily Times newspaper. To the News Direct. Tension as bandits kill another 2 Greenfield students. Shoot commissioner kill 5 policemen in Imo. A similar story there. You find details of the story on the page of the News Direct. All right, to the Leadership newspaper now. In brazen attack 100 kilometers from Abuja, Boko Haram sacks 50 communities. Hoist flag in Niger State. In brazen attack 100 kilometers from Abuja, Boko Haram sacks 50 communities. Hoist flag in Niger State. You find details of this story on the pages of the Leadership newspaper. To the Tribune now. Niger governor raises the alarm. Boko Haram 2 hours drive from Abuja, hoist flag in Niger. We find details of the story on the page of the Tribune newspaper. To the Blueprint now. Governor Sani Bello raises red alert. Boko Haram 2 hours from Abuja, hoist flag in Niger. All right, let's quickly move to the Nation newspaper now. Gunmen kill 44 in attacks. 13 soldiers shot dead in Rivers, Borno, Ebonyi. Policemen gunned down in Imo, Kebbi. Bodies of 2 abducted Greenfield varsity students found. Curfew in Anambra. These are details of the issues that happened yesterday. We'll be looking at the story very soon. To the Daily Trust now. How fighter jet. Boko Haram killed 33 soldiers in Minok. Officers, 6 others killed. Army. Insurgents totally occupied our villages. Troops finally enter Gaydam. Buhari's achievements meaningless without security. The APC speaking there. Well, to the Daily Sun now. Boko Haram takes over 50 Niger villages. Hoist flag. Villagers flee to Minna state capital. 1 officer, 6 soldiers killed in shootout with terrorists in Minok, Borno State. Well, that's the last of the papers this morning. But, ladies and gentlemen, the stories are similar on all of the pages of the papers this morning, talking about the level of insecurity in the country. Some would say that a cross-section of Nigerians would say that yesterday was a red day, bloodbath everywhere. 2 students that were kidnapped in the Greenfield were killed. Attacks in the east and in the north. If you look at the Nation newspaper, it says gunmen killed 44 in attacks. 13 soldiers were shot dead in Rivers, Borno, Ebonyi. Policemen gunned down in Imo, Kebbi. Even our security personnel were not left out in this attack. Funke Treasure. I wonder how your reaction Because
You omitted Lagos.
I am.
In Niger, there was a riot.
There was a riot.
And 6 people were murdered.
I was just coming to that to say that
the reaction, because a lot of persons are lost for words right now. That's where I'm actually coming from. Some of these things are not even recorded. It is what we hear.
they're underreported, because the media, I want to believe, we don't want to add to the panic and the hopelessness and the fear in the land. I can tell you that confidently, assuredly, that Nigerians are afraid. You never can tell where violence will erupt or where kidnapping will occur again. Over the weekend, I am aware that many organizations, professional and non-professional, had meetings, emergency meetings about what next to do. And we have a National Assembly that seem to be deaf and dumb to what's going on. They don't seem to understand the killing. And then to make matters worse, Shehu Garba tells us over the weekend that we're just reporting these killings like, is it what's new? Precisely, just literally telling us that we're over-sensationalizing everything.
How is that?
Sad. With his comment over the weekend, it just dampened the morale of a lot of people. And the Black Monday that yesterday was, the attack at Lekki with the Okada riders, the one we heard at what's it called, Ojo. It just adds to the sense of despondency in the land. What irks me and what saddens me, what I feel is tragic, is that we have legislators, lawmakers who are supposed to represent the people, and it doesn't seem that these killings every day mean anything to them. You hear killings, this has been killed, soldiers killed, students killed. They're not rams. We're talking of human beings. So what else do we need to understand or to see that this nation is not working anymore? You came in for any government that cannot guarantee security of lives and property of its people. That government has failed. So I don't understand,
because that is what you took an oath to protect the people.
The people are not protected. You hear of a whole busload of human beings being kidnapped somewhere. People go for naming ceremony, then they're kidnapped. All kinds of scenarios of kidnappings and abductions. Look at what is happening in the north, in the eastern part of Nigeria. Every day in Imo State we hear this and that. Again, apart from the legislators, I'm wondering what the governors also are doing. There's a governors forum. There's a governors forum.
Right.
So no, it's not just coming together, but preferring solutions. Where do we go from here? Governors don't even have access to the security architecture in their states. For how long are we going to continue to hear the president condemns? The president does not what? The president commends. When I hear those verbs and adjectives, it's repulsive.
Another thing, let's come to you now, because even the governors are seemingly taking the heat with regards to this, because you see the Niger State governor raising the alarm that in his state 50 communities have been taken over by bandits, and then you see what happened to the Imo State governor's house. It was attacked. It was razed, and then you see that before even the Imo State governor, there was an attempted
to burn the House of Assembly too.
On a Benue State governor?
Yes.
Right, yes.
So all of this, they are not left.
There was a rumor of an attempt to burn the Imo State House of Assembly.
Right.
Now, I will take the story from Kaduna State.
The governor has said that he's not negotiating.
My problem is this. The Greenfield situation. I'm a father. I can't imagine my daughter going to school, to acquire education, only for her to be brought back to me in a body bag. How will I manage it? How will I take it? Now we're talking of Kaduna State. that has the 1st Division of the Nigerian Army Barracks. The Nigerian Army Depot is in Zaria. The Armed Forces Command and Staff College is in Jaji. Nigerian Defense Industry is in Kaduna. Nigerian Air Force Training School is in Kaduna. Nigerian Police College is in Kaduna. Nigerian Navy School of Armament is in Kachia. Nigerian Army School of Legal Services is in Basawa in Zaria. Nigerian Defense Academy is in Kaduna. Nigerian Army School of Artillery is in Kaduna. Nigerian Army School of Military Police is in Basawa in Zaria.
All of these institutions.
All of them. Now, when they say a who does not make a monk, that confirms it.
Right.
If all of those are in a state, and that state has been so injured and battered the way Kaduna is, it's unfortunate. Now, it's no longer a question of negotiation or non-negotiation. The bandits killed 3 students to tell them that, oh, we are serious, right? The next, they killed 2 to still ram home the point that, look, we mean business. And I was just asking, because they threatened to kill 3 every day, that were they to have been killing children of those in authority, would something more concrete have been done? That's one. Number 2, the Niger State governor came and said they have raided 50 communities, and now in Kasawe, the flag of Boko Haram is being hoisted. What does that
2
tell
hours
us?
to Abuja.
What does that tell us? Niger State is in North Central, very close to FCT. In fact, Nasarawa is the bridge between Abuja and Niger State. So if they can take over communities in Niger State, Abuja can also begin to prepare to receive Boko Haram. Now, very painfully, the defense minister or something said that bandits should not be killed. They are not guilty until they are tried and convicted. The bandits that killed 5 children from Greenfield, do they deserve to live?
Right.
And then when your defense
when
minister
you look
says
around, yesterday was a day of terror.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep till about 2 a.m. People were sending all manner of videos and all of that to me, and I was wondering, is this Nigeria? And very painfully in Lagos yesterday, it was Lekki first very early in the morning, and then Ojo, and it was so bloody, especially in front of Lasu. Now, what comes, like she said, the National Assembly has grossly disappointed people. Because at this point, I don't think the commander-in-chief deserves to still occupy his office. Nobody is commanding
nothing. The House
nothing.
of Representatives had a meeting with the president, I think sometime
It is not. See, that meeting
And
is
he
10
said-
years behind time.
Right.
It's not now. By now, the president should have been asked to go and sit somewhere. Let somebody else who is ready to act take charge. See, we've been having releases from the presidency. We didn't even vote for the presidency. We voted for the president, but cried out loud. Why can't the president, because they come and address us, tell us something that will give us hope, that will be meaningful, that we can relate with? But what do you get?
press releases.
I mean, very tardy and tasks. I mean, things you cannot connect with. They mean next to nothing, and lives are being lost daily. Let me tell you, we may no longer worry about those agitating for Biafra or Yoruba nation because the country is already decimated.
Right.
So, where are we? And I can't see. Look at what have we? I don't know what to even say to Nigerians now that we give them hope.
What do we say to our children?
Yes.
What do we tell our children who are going to school?
We're seeing how
Our parents
killed.
whose children are in school. You're not sure whether they're going to strike in this school or that school. Students are afraid. I don't know about you if you slept overnight. You can see I barely slept because I just wondered where this country will end up as we go.
The young boys.
Many people can't sleep anymore.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The young boys yesterday.
Right.
Creating. Killing fellow people yesterday, and I was asking myself, will my daughter marry from these lots, these young murderers? Okay, because if at that age they could physically kill fellow human beings, who are we breeding? Are these the ones that will take over the Nigerian nation tomorrow?
The society is influencing
you see,
them.
the question keeps coming.
And my question then again is how what is the worth of a Nigerian life? How many lives will be lost before our president, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria, will see that this is just too much?
And then he has to take the command.
Too many deaths. And then take charge.
In taking
and
the
stop
command.
Condemning and
or commiserating with families.
We don't need just this commiseration.
Right. So if we are saying taking the command,
yes,
what are we expecting of him to do? Because I really need to for us to get into the minds of people to understand
now
what
people are asking whether we need external help.
But they have said that we do not.
We do not.
They have said that, but we do not need
even our army in error. NAF we're the ones who go and bomb other soldiers and then bomb IDP camps and bomb this.
They said it was done in error. Right.
Let me say this to you. The town or the village of the present IGP has been overrun. The same way General Brachai for years could not visit his village. And these are the people in command of the architecture, our security architecture. What does that tell you? That they are not fit for the office they are occupying.
I mean, I expect that
else who knows
right
what to
now.
Do. Step up. See, the entire Southeast now is a big challenge.
Theater.
Last week, I sent something to somebody in what calls me? I can't remember. Umahia. God bless you. Now
Umahia.
They said they should come to Ishi Gate to collect that thing. The man told me that place is a crime prone, that he will not even go there, I should forget it. And I was like, how can they hold you? Get to police and say, no, it's not going. You can understand that thinking. I was in Uwiri. I had to run away at a time. I had to sleep in Ihiala just to protect myself, because I couldn't enter Onitsha at that time. It was already getting late. And this was late last year. Now it has gotten so bad that nobody, even to sleep anywhere now, you cannot sleep with one eye.
You can see people living in poverty tension, right?
People's BP now going up. They can no longer live normal life. The cost of food has gone up. Now they are increasing the cost of darkness, because what they are giving us is not light. Yet they are increasing.
For me,
so if we are talking about the president taking action, because I'll still come back to the National Assembly,
right?
What is the action as
first
a
action?
Yes.
The first action I expect from the president,
yes,
is to address the nation. Talk to your people. There's something called the state of the nation address.
Yes.
When will it be time to do that? When will the president consider it appropriate to address the nation with what's going on? First, it was Lagos that was overrun, apparently during the NSAS.
Yeah.
And then we saw the movement from the north moving down south. And then we saw how it started from Oyo State moving, Ogun State moving. And now the entire nation is surrounded by gunmen. Every day, the words and phrases you hear in the media: gunmen, kill, soldiers, this. They're evil words that we were never, used to. The question is, what is the commander of the Nigerian Armed Forces doing? What is the father of the nation doing? You heard that 5 people, cumulatively 5 students, have been killed from Greenfield.
44 people in a day. 44 people in a day. Let's just summarize it as that.
Yesterday, another 2 or 3 or 4 were abducted at the University of Agriculture. So when will this be enough?
When would it be an issue of concern?
When will it register in the mind of our president that there is fire
on the mountain?
It's just mind-boggling. So you begin to wonder whether all the conspiracy theories we've heard about the president and the presidency are true after all.
Right.
So and then what I find unsettling is that our lawmakers are just silent. They're just conspiratorially silent. Why? We voted you there. You promised to defend us. You promised to speak out for us. But you're all just
Because you are representatives of the people that have been faced with the situation.
People don't have a voice.
Anywhere this bad that they were calling for the head of Goodluck Jonathan. We didn't have it anywhere this bad.
It was never like this.
About 4 weeks ago, the people in Yewa land, they had to migrate to Benin Republic. That's Ogun State now. And they are still there. Why? They cannot come back to their homeland. It's been taken over. Go to Oyo State, the same story. Osun, Ondo, everywhere. And easily now, or even traditional rulers they go to their palace with guns and then they abduct them. The 3 students that were taken at the Benue State University of Agric, they were already asking for 21 million naira. And for me, this is wealth transfer. If you must understand that, wealth transfer, whereby some people are being made to become impoverished, while some people are being made to become enriched. Unfortunately, those operatives, that's what I will call them now, you don't see the money in them. And so they have godfathers or sponsors somewhere behind them, encouraging them to go ahead, to whom they are accountable.
Really?
I mean, of all the bandits that they said they have killed, none of them had any modicum of wealth around him, or well-to-do, or well-being. And then we just heard that some people were arrested in Kano for sponsoring, for transferring money to Boko Haram. All this new lexicon that we brought in, kidnappers, bandits, hoodlums, they are all terrorists. They are all Boko Haram people. What was their mission? Western education is evil. Gradually, almost all the schools in the north are closed. And if care is not taken, it will come down south. Remember 2 weeks ago I told you, may it not happen that those who are fickle-minded here will start seeing happenings in the north as the next meal ticket, then we will have had it. That's why I said, well, Sunday Igboho, IPOB, they are wasting their time. The country has scattered already. Let's not deceive ourselves.
Let's be careful with our choice of words.
So for me, the insensitivity of the government also is just unsettling. In the midst of all of this, in the papers today, we hear that electricity tariff will also go up because of market forces. I'm asking,
what market
forces? Exactly. If you roll back the tapes of the same press review some months back, 2020, you will hear us both here talk about what we're experiencing today. I said it then that, you see what's happening in the north? If we're not careful, it will spread down south. It has. Because we kept leaving leprosy to deal with ringworm, as Yoruba say.
We're not dealing it from the root.
We're not dealing with the substance of what's going on. We're dancing round in circles. Any little thing, presidential aides will start issuing annoying statements here and there, and then leave what exactly is wrong with the nation unattended to. Here we are.
Right. So if we
let me also say this before you ask your question, contribution. When the government of state came and said they've taken so much of his state, and that the wives were forced into the forest by the bandits, and I was asking myself, is he still the governor of the state?
Obviously,
what is he governing?
What he's saying is that he's helpless. That's what he's saying.
The governor, he said
the leader must always find a way. The leader must always find a way.
In this case,
what can he do?
What can he do? A leader must always find a way.
What can he do? What can he do?
But if he had the right intelligence, he should have known.
Very little. When
he should have known to nip in the bud.
They have
no army at their command, no police at their command, not even the civil defense at their command. You must get that. So the best they can do, or the most they can do, is to go to the federal government and be giving them updates on what is happening. If nothing is done, before the
They've
end
been
of
going
this
to
week,
give reports.
the entire Kaduna,
I have seen the governor of
the entire Niger
Lagos
State will
going
be
to
lost.
give reports in Abuja. How
Half the
has it
time.
helped anybody?
Right, we haven't seen,
So-
like you have pointed out, we haven't seen the results. But then we can only keep talking. We
We
can't stop.
haven't seen the results
You can do what?
yet.
What did you say?
We haven't seen the results.
What did I say?
You said we can only...
Keep talking.
That's
To ensure that we
is
get the
We've been
results.
talking. See, we talked in Aburi. Eh?
Okay, so should we keep quiet?
Abacha organized national conference. United organized national conference. Okay? We put up and we talk.
My worry
In all the
again.
states,
Right.
assembly, they talk every day. House of Rep, National Assembly, they
So
talk.
what should we do?
Action, affirmative and frontal action.
Isn't
Instead of propaganda.
it stemming from what we are saying?
See,
come from
but
talking.
We see,
Right, we have to
because
leave
it's
the
coming-
conversation here. We have-
Coming here today, I left my house a very sad person.
Right.
Because I was
You see
wondering,
my countenance this
I wasn't even sure I would get here anyway.
But you're here now.
Again.
Thank you so much for making it here now to speak with us on these issues. Public Affairs Analyst Olade Ndiaria, thank you so much. And I hope you have a restful day. And broadcast journalist Funke Treasure, thank you so much. And I do hope you have a restful day.
I
because
hope
you need to rest.
Nigerians will have a restful day.